All right. It's indeed a very, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us at this edition of The Tackle. It is the 1st of November 2022, tarehe ni moja mwezi wa 11 mwaka 2022. Natumai kwamba uko salama, umeamka vizuri. Pole umetishika kidogo, tulikuwa tunapiga story hapa ya kando. All right, it's indeed a pleasure to have you. As usual, when you join, please like. When you like, we get to know that you're watching us. Nothing like please share. When you share, you give someone else an opportunity to watch the broadcast. This is the Tackle, the State of the Nation edition of the 1st of November. It's happy new month, and we pray that may this month treat you better and well. It's been a crazy year as well. Very quick, imekuwa mwaka ilikuwa inakimbia mbio kwa sababu ya uchaguzi, and it's actually 1 month to Christmas. How many days to Christmas? Around 50 days, 55.
Yes.
55 days to Christmas. Yeah. Merry Christmas in advance. Labda siku hiyo tutakuwa na bundles. So Merry Christmas in advance. It's a pleasure to have you. And please like, and you like, we get to know that you're watching us. And after like, really share. When you share, you give someone else an opportunity to watch the broadcast. Kama kawaida, lazima tuanze na maombi. Alafu tukirudi, we come and see who is watching, who is in with us this morning. When you join us as well, let us know where you guys from. Tell me, unatutazama kutoka wapi asubuhi ya leo. Tuko na Mheshimiwa JESCA KIPLAGAT. Tulikuwa tuna hustle na yeye. Miaka kitambo, you're just reminiscing our days back then. When things were very relevant. Yes. It's a pleasure to have her again on set. She is running for the Elgeyo Marakwet Senate seat. She's gunning to replace Kipchumba Murkomen, who has been appointed the CS for Transport, Roads and Infrastructure. So we'll be having a conversation with her on the state of women leadership, the state of the nation, as the theme of the day is, and also the drought issue that you're having in the country, and any current affairs that you'd wish us to discuss as well. There's been the new government lineup. We're expecting the PSS to be announced today, probably. And, the biggest question would be, where is the place of young people and also women in leadership? Lakini kama kawaida, tuende mbele za Mungu tuombe, alafu tukirudi basi tutakuja kusalimiana. Utatuombea Jessica? Kama kuna mama kwa nyumba, naache
of course.
Watu haya. Ombea sisi.
Let us pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we are before you this morning, thanking you for the gift of life, thanking you for the gift of the blessings of rain, thanking you for everything that we have. I pray that you may forgive us our sins. We are sinners, and we pray that you may fill us with the gift of your Holy Spirit, that it may lead us all through our lives and also all through this interview. And as we start this interview, I want to place the team before your hands, that you may give us the courage, the strength, and also open our minds so that as we brainstorm on the current affairs, we are able to at least contribute to the debates and to the policies that are being generated in our country. I pray this, believing and trusting in Jesus' name.
Amen. Asante sana. I'm not a sinner. You said we are sinners.
Yes, we are.
I'm not a sinner.
Yes.
I'm not a sinner. You are a bishop.
Yeah. It's sometimes you can say that you are not a sinner, but you might have sinned without knowing. So it's really good to.
So I say I'm a sinner without knowing.
Yes, and you know.
I'm an ignorant sinner.
So I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. LVSQW, say good morning to you. Thank you so much, my brother. LVSQW, always showing up and standing in for us. And I say, 100 shares from me. Asante sana ndugu yangu. Thank you so much, LVSQW. Kama kila mtu angekuwa kama Elvis, when you join us every single morning, the first thing you do is to share. Kama ungeikia hapo unaanza unapiga share. Can you imagine we have over 300 people watching, and every other person is sharing 200 people. Then we'll be having more than 3,000 people watching. All right, so ensure that you can share as well this morning. Thank you so much, my brother Elvis QW. If you have joined us and you have not shared, please ensure that you can share right away. Asante. Maria Skipkuri, good morning, Team Tackle. Good morning to Ezekiel. Good morning, my friend. Tuning in from Bomet. Blessed not shoving November. Hiya. Asante sana, Ezekiel. Good to see you this morning. Club came more and Asama Gerald sharing. Woman leadership. Asante sana. The shares for me coming shortly. Thank you. Carbon Sarah Eldoret watching. Asante Jimmy Kaki. Good morning, Tackles. Good morning to you, my brother. Marion Eva Chera. It's been a while. Good to see see you, Marion. Good morning, all tuned in from the great city, Cabanas. Asante Chela Main, watching from Westlands. Asante Sana Chela. Elias Torotich, watching live from Kapsowar. Mandera bloggers tuned in from Elwak Town in Mandera County. Hassan, watching you from Utawala. Asante Sana to Utawala. Ajimikagi, I thought Cherotise was in the race. Anyway, may the best win. She is in the race. Yes. I'm chat as I can some Masalimia Jessica there, bro. Yeah, Masalimia Jessica. Kenyan Laban, good morning. And my brother, I'm chat as I can. It's been a while, bana. Uliendanga dunia gani? We need to catch up, please. Nitumie ujumbe. Alafu tuweze kuzungumza. It's been a while. I don't know what you've been up to. Kenyan Laban, good morning. Good morning to you. Amjad, oh, no wonder I've not seen you. Amjad amesema watching from the UK. Asante sana Amjad. Jane Mumbi, good morning to you, Jane. I hope you're doing well. Let's look at the traffic situation on the roads very quickly. Meanwhile, keep letting me know where you're watching us from this morning. Let us know where you're watching us this morning. Mombasa Road looks all clean. Nothing to really worry about on Mombasa Road. Heading towards Nyayo Stadium. Some small build up on the Airdrome Drive, but nothing to really scare you. Langata Road traffic jam is back. Alright, tulikuwa tunapumzika Langata lakini ni kama jam imerudi. Traffic jam begins all the way from the Southern Bypass interchange heading towards the T Mall roundabout. Nothing to smile about right there. Mbagathi Way or Raila Odinga Way, depending on how you choose to call it. There's some traffic build up from the T Mall roundabout heading towards Riara University, and also there's some traffic beginning from starting from Shell, Mbagathi Way, heading towards Kenyatta roundabout. Looks a bit crazy. And also traffic on Kenyatta roundabout heading towards Alingam Total. Looks crazy as well this morning. I don't know what's going on right there. On Ngong Road looks all very messy. Ngong Road looks very messy this morning. There's some small accidents on the road. So there's some very serious traffic build up on Ngong Road this morning heading towards the Prestige. Heading towards Kenyatta roundabout all the way through Prestige. Looking in at Kingara Road as usual, there's traffic build up. I don't know if there's someone who is stuck on that Milima. And also there's traffic build up. Interestingly, there's some traffic build up this morning from the Kitanga Road Junction heading towards the Lavington Green. All right, from Mamidadas heading towards the Kitanga Exchange. Kitanga Road looks all clean, but in some small traffic build up from the from the LSK offices heading towards Quickmart roundabout right there on Kitanga Road. Well, Naivasha Road looks all clean this morning. Looking in at the inside of Kilimani, Kileleshwa, there's some traffic build up from Kileleshwa heading towards Olenguruane roundabout. Very crazy this morning. I don't know what's going on. Likoni Road as well is stuck. Oloitoktok Road is stuck again this morning. And then Likoni Road heading towards Dennis Street roundabout looks all jammed up. There's some serious traffic build up as well from James Kishuru roundabout heading towards Total Kileleshwa. So if you can avoid that side of the road, the better for you. Looking in at the newspapers this morning, Daily Nation, Kinoti Man on the cross in Nasty Field. There's something that's going on crazy. There's some crazy development at the DCI. And the DPP, and Nurdin Haji, has come out to accuse his boss. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. All right, Kinoti is on the crosshairs. To be interesting to see what would happen to him as DPP. Nurdin Haji says that most of the cases were politically instigated. My baby waited 14 hours for a doctor. All right, Ambayo, Daily Nation. He said Kenya's climate carnage. It's crazy what's going on as well in Kenya. There's some serious drought. It's said that millions of Kenyans are facing starvation, risk of dying out of starvation. People daily face off over new tax plan. Revenue Row Azimio leader Raila Odinga eats out a President Ruto's proposal for all adult Kenyans to get KRA pin, saying this will raise cost of living. Will government back down? All right. I don't also know what you think about that. I don't know what you think about the new conversation on taxes. Okay. Taifa Leo, njama ya Ruto kufia Kakalonzo. Karata atumia wandani wake Ukambani kupunguza umaarufu wa kigogo huyo wa siasa za kieneo, huku akipanga mikakati ya kumtoa pumzi ili endapo kinara wa Azimio Raila Odinga atampokeza mikoba ya kuwania urais mwaka 2027 asiwe na nguvu zozote kumtatiza rais. Haya, hiyo ni strategy imeanza 2027. Looks like we're ready in 2027. Enga greets IG shock confessions. Justice system in a tell-it-all interview, Director of Public Prosecutions says external forces interfered with his work and even threatened him, but that he stood firm. He accuses former DCI boss of not doing thorough investigations. However, Kenyans say he should resign. That's on page 6 of the Standard. All right, that's it on the dailies this morning. Okay, mambo ya DCI ngumu kidogo, had small. Things are not looking good right there. I don't know what you think about two things: the DCI, the convention by DCI, not DCI, the convention by DPP that actually is functions were interfered from externally, that he was pushed to push the prosecutions that you saw. Does it leave him innocent of the things that happened, or does it also implicate his boss DCI George Kinoti, who should be on the shredder, who should be on the frying pan? Okay, should we say we trust this guy because finally he's confessing, or should he also face the shredder because he was an accomplice? I don't know what you guys think about it. And also on the KRA issues, do you agree that every Kenyan should have a KRA pin? Do you believe that every Kenyan should have a KRA pin? Watu wakule ushuru, wapeane ushuru, ama inakuwa. Jeff watching from Shikimau, asante. Kilikiala, good morning, all the best. JESCA KIPLAGAT, Ildri Mochokor. Good morning to you, Kennedy Ken Lagat, watching from Nanyuki. Shishi Ruto, Shishine, watching at the Matatu heading to work. Wow, thank you so much. Asante Sarah, thank you so much. Guys who keep watching us on the roads, thank you so much. May God bless you. Stanley Kipkembai Kosgei, watching from State House, Kerotet. Ala? Okay. Kuna State House Kerotet. Asante. Samuel Chepchumba Jessica, you are the deal. Emmanuel Billy Kiblakat. Good morning, Gerald. Watching you from Kilifi, county number 003. Jessica Kiblakat, apewe hiyo kiti. Asante. Pauline Cherab, good morning. Good morning to you, Pauline. Good to see you. Aizobos Burge, good morning. Good morning to you. Sachemin Haila, Jessica Kiblakat Day. Asante. Success to JESCA. Competition is steep. Uasin Gishu County residents, we wish you peaceful by-elections. It's not Uasin Gishu, it's Elgeyo Marakwet. Atimake, good morning, Gerard. A big fan of your show. If I were a voter in Elgeyo Marakwet, I would wake up so early to vote for JESCA. All the best to her. All right, I'm saying this guy has some good will. Auria, JESCA, salimia wananchi. Your camera just right out of you.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Gerard.
Say hello to Takla. It's your first time here.
Yes, it's my first time, and I want to take this opportunity also to thank you for giving me this chance to appear on your show. And I think this has been my dream to be here. And, you know, I want to say that it's a dream come true. And I also want to thank the goodwill from the people watching me. And yeah, I appreciate so much. And I also request that you can work with me in this journey. So for those who don't know me, my name is JESCA Kiplagat Kiplagat from Elgeyo Marakwet County. And it is in Marakwet West. Yeah, and as you've said that I am one of the aspirants for the senatorial seat. And I want to say that, first of all, I want to congratulate Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen, because he's really, really done well. I just want to say that his journey can be referred as a journey of, you know, determination, because looking back at where he's come from is a clear description of bottom up, coming from, you know, a humble background and, you know, beating all odds to hold this very, very big position as they see as transport. So I want to say that I want to congratulate him for a job well done. And thanking him for putting us in the map of this country. And of course, I won't fail to also appreciate the government for, of course, recognizing his effort and putting him in that position. And as you've said, in this seat, we are many. And, you know, we appreciate that, you know, people have taken this bold decision to really take up these elective positions. And I want to say that it is key, and of course right now that we are we are aware, of course we are really looking at the youths to come out to take these leadership positions. And I want to say that, you know, congratulations to all who have come, of course, to vie for this position. And I just want to say that at least let's have a peaceful campaigns, and of course whoever wins will be a win for the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. Yeah. And
many people asking, kwani mlikuwa mnagopanga Murkomen ama? Nobody was showing up to challenge him until even ilikuwa inakwaje? Ama the shoes were too big.
Yes, as I've said, that he's really come from far, and he's put us in the map of this country. And those shoes are really big, and it's really, right now, we want really someone who can, even if you cannot fit, but you are almost, you know, you can almost fit in his shoes. So they were big and, and I think the reason why is given the CS position. So now I think it's a chance for somebody else to take up the mantle.
All right. Thank you so much. I would say that we have an incident. I'm proud of how far you've also come. Very proud of how far you've come with this, and I'm happy to see you guarding up for the set. I wish you all the very best. What is interesting is that almost all of the guys who are running in Elgeyo Marakwet are all my friends, all my personal friends.
Yeah.
So I said, what I can do is let everybody have an opportunity to speak to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet and let the people decide.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more. What do you think is the state of the nation? Today, Tuesday is the State of the Nation edition. What do you think is the state of the nation?
So the current state of the nation, I would say, I want to really touch first on the issue of women leadership. And I think, Gerald, that is a topic that should be put on top of discussion.
Okay.
And, I just want to say that women leadership in this country is in all spheres of life, ranging from family to local, national, and also international leadership. Okay. And I also want to say that it's also something that has been appreciated by the Constitution of this country, by the two-thirds gender rule. And I want to say that it is great to see this dream of the two-thirds gender rule coming true day by day. When we just look at the recent CS nominations, you would see that even if we did not reach the 50% women, I want to say that we reached at least 30%, which is the two-thirds of gender. Okay. And also it was also great to see women taking up very, very big ministries. For example, ministries that have been deemed fit for men. Like traditionally. Like the Minister of Health, we've seen women, one of the women appointed as Minister of Water. You see, those are very, very big ministries that sometimes are deemed fit for men. But if you see like now, currently, women are taking those positions. And we want to really also thank the government for making this dream come true for women. And I also want also to appreciate, you've seen even the president right now, some of the advisors of the president. We've seen that three women have been appointed, which is really, really a great milestone. And also, if you look at the members of National Assembly right now, if you compare the 2017 members of National Assembly who were elected as women and compared to now the recently concluded elections, we see that we have even over 20 women who are members of National Assembly. So meaning that, women every day, or, the country internationally are every day embracing the leadership of women. And, and that is why also I'm in this race, because I have seen women lead. I have seen the government embrace them. And, I also want to be part of this team, the delivery team for the president. So I want to say that it is really great to see women taking up these very big positions in our country as policymakers, as decision makers. And I also want to encourage organizations internationally, NGOs, to really give women a voice in these institutions, as we have witnessed, like they have had a very, very big contribution to most of these policies and most of the decisions of this country, and also in international organizations. So I want to say that, I think I want to really appreciate the women who are coming out to take these positions.
Right. I think we often push this thing that let's give more women an opportunity to lead. But the background is, okay, why should we? Why do you think we should have more women leading? What backs up that pursuit?
Yeah, Gerald, I want to say, women, if you compare women from the past, I come from Elgeyo Marakwet County, from Marakwet to be specific, where in general women were not, when I was growing up, women were seen as people to take care of family. We used to, like most of them, we were getting married at a very young age, and they would leave school and get married. And you've seen the far we've come from. I came from Cheles and proceeded all the way to the London School of Economics. That is a journey that you would say it's a journey of resilience, and having a bit all odds of, marginalization, FGM, security matters always affect women. And the fact that we have come from that far and we've even come out to become voices of the voiceless, I've been a voice to the widows of KDF.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that I lost my husband and, during then, the voices were of, most of them had not come out to really see that there are some challenges. But when I lost him, I saw some of the challenges that women face and, I saw that there is a possibility and women are capable of becoming a voice. So women have come from very far. And we've seen many of them come out taking positions. You see, even somebody like Toto, let's just give an example of Toto. Toto is a girl that probably was in the village and maybe could not believe in herself. But when she came out, look at her now. She's out there becoming a voice to the voiceless. So I think it is really key that women are given these positions because also they've gone to school, they've come out as voices. We have seen some as CEOs. I think they need to be included to be part of this decision and also these leadership opportunities in government and also in other institutions.
Right. Okay. Many people actually, I'm sure that people will be wondering, okay, how has it been? Like you mentioned about the challenges that women have grown. You've also mentioned about you coming from this place to where you are right now. One don't know, how was it like you growing up? What's your story?
Gerald, I want to say my story is really interesting and also touching because I was born in a village called Cheles. It's a very rural village in Kapsowar in Elgeyo, Marakwet County. And I was raised by a single mom. We were a family of 9. And it was really hard growing up with, a single mom and, growing up from a poverty-stricken community. So I would say I really struggled in my life. And, but, I really was determined to change my life and the life of my family and that of my community. I want to say that I schooled in a school called Cheles Primary School. I was actually among the first KCP students in 1999. And, I came from Cheles and I was the best student.
The best?
KCP 99. And then by God's grace, I was admitted to Loreto Matunda. And also going to Loreto Matunda wasn't easy because, of course, as I've said, we were really struggling with our mom, struggling to cater for the 9 of us. But at least I managed to join, of course, being chased out of school all the time because of school fees. And, just like living, when you go to a school like that, you find people coming from different backgrounds, people from the rich, people are put in classes. So most of the times I would fall in the class of the low class. But I said that one will not deter me from working hard and, achieving what I have dreamed for. So I want to say that I used to be the top student all through, Form 1 to Form 4, and I was the best student in Loreto Matunda in 2003. I even scored a mean grade of B+. If you go to Loreto Matunda currently, you'll find my name there. At the Hall of Fame.
So you must have been my cousin Viola to wear.
Yes. So I pride myself in, of course, becoming a top student, having come from a rural primary school in Cheles. And after that, Gerald, I got admission to join Egerton University. And I really, really worked hard also because I had wanted to get a first-class honors to ensure that I also get a scholarship to join, maybe a master's scholarship or such. And, I did my best and I graduated with a Bachelor of Education in Maths Chemistry. I missed 0.7 marks to first class, so I got a 69.033. So a very, very strong upper division. And, that was great because it really opened the doors for me. So immediately after I graduated in 2010, I got a job at Equity Group Foundation with the Wings to Fly program, you know. And, also that one opened doors for me because when I was working with Equity Group Foundation, we were really helping students to get scholarships abroad. And lucky enough, I managed to also get a scholarship for myself. So I got a full scholarship to join the London School of Economics and Political Science. So, when I got the admission at first, generally I come from the village. So I really don't know what London is and, what LSE is all about. So I went to my boss and I told my boss, I got an admission to London School of Economics, but, and my boss told me, do you know what London School of Economics is all about? I said, I don't know. I just applied. I wasn't even sure I was going to get. And he said, that's a very, very good school. Can you just go to Google and, find out about it? Gerald, to my shock, London School of Economics is one of, top universities in the world and also in the UK. And, coming from Cheles and joining LSE
from Cheles to the UK
is a milestone for me, going there and, becoming one of the few blacks, and also, in a school that has produced leaders, presidents. Our president Kibaki is an alumni. Kwame Nkrumah is an alumni. Jakaya Kikwete is an alumni. Even Jomo Kenyatta was at LSE. And so I want to say that you might not know Gerald. Maybe this senatorial seat is a stepping stone for me. And the future is really bright. And and from my story, I just want to say that I want to encourage everyone that, the sky is not the limit. Really stretch yourself and believe in yourself and you'll make it. And God has blessed me. I've worked in several organizations. I have worked with East Africa Community and I was leading a project called 50 Million African Women Speak that targets 50 women across 38 countries. So I was the lead team in Kenya. And, that is also something that I've never thought that I would really be in such a very big organization. And after that, I want to say that currently I'm the Africa Regional Coordinator at the Global Landscapes Forum. And, being able to be recognized, to be able to lead all of Africa, to be able to oversee projects in all of Africa. Gerald, I would say it's a milestone for me. And that's why I want to say that if this organization have recognized me to give me to oversee all its projects in Africa, what about Elgeyo Marakwet County?
You're in Sosa.
Yes. Yeah, so I want to say that, Elgeyo Marakwet County will be a very good fit for me because already I've overseen projects across Africa. So I have a very, very good network. I am well traveled, as you've been seeing. I've been going around. I've been going through Africa trying to oversee these projects. I've been part of resource mobilization team in my organization, trying to see that these projects don't stall, to ensure that there is sustainability in these projects. So I've been part of the resource mobilization team, ensuring that we have more resources to be able to support these projects. So with the responsibility of Senate, being someone who is able to oversight, being able to mobilize resources, I have the expertise. I have the network to really go out there. Because we would say, Gerald, that we get resources from the national government to go to Elgeyo Marakwet County. But it's key that we don't only depend on the funds from government. We also need to broaden our minds, broaden our network, go internationally to these big organizations. We are seeing currently, Gerald, that we are facing drought situation in this country. I work in an environment organization on landscape restoration. climate crisis, climate change, drought is something that, Gerald, we need to really prepare. And I think for a very long time, we've really lagged behind in terms of addressing this. Because if you realize that every year we are having drought, why are we not learning from the past to really plan for the future? I was just looking at a certain video today in the morning when I was coming here, and, just seeing children cry, children starving, they have left school. It is a very, very devastating state. Seeing animals die, it's a devastating state, Gerald. And I want to say that climate crisis, climate change is something that should be in the forefront.
It is a crisis, all right. Okay, all right. That's JESCA KIPLAGAT. She's an aspirant. She's aspiring to lead the Elgeyo Marakwet County in the Senate. And you just telling us, you actually giving us a glimpse of how it has been like for you growing up. What are some of, before you even move out, before you move from that, what has been some of the really heartbreaking moments in your life while growing up, and what's happened to some of those highlights? He's talking about the highlights. LSC should be an highlight, but what are some of the things that really, moments that broke you while growing up and made you like, because I'm a siku moja itajipa.
Gerald, my life has been a struggle, and sometimes there have been very, very low moments in my life. Of course, one being sometimes having to go to school without maybe food, without shoes, without good uniform, that was really, really hard. But, one of the highlights, Gerald, I just told you that, after I graduated from LSE and, coming back to the country and, starting to settle again. And I just said that I lost my husband, and that is something that touches my heart when I talk about it, because, he died young, and also leaving a very young family. At that time when he died, my son was 8 years. He didn't actually know what happened. And, also him dying in a very devastating state. He crashed in a plane and he burned beyond. So we never got a chance to really even see his body. So we personally and my son also are still thinking maybe that guy was not the one that we buried, maybe still somewhere coming back home. So that one was my very, very low moment. And, I thank God because God has blessed me with courage, I've been able to come out of it and, just look at the positive part of it, saying that, I have a son that also needs my attention, that needs to be taken care of. And I don't want my son to grow saying, if my father was there,
this and that would have happened.
Yes, this would have happened. And that's why, Gerald, you've seen me, I've really tried giving my son the best. So that was really my very low moment. I was also facing challenges in terms of, with demise of a spouse sometimes comes with a lot of challenges with it. But I want to say that I am grateful that I've managed to come out of it, and and that's why you're seeing me flourishing. Even my face is glowing, and even I'm growing big every day.
You're glowing. Clearly. All right, and I said, before you go to Elgeyo Marakwet, I would like us to have a little conversation on the national issues that we are having. First of all, we had a new lineup that has been announced by the President William Samoei Ruto on his cabinet, and also expecting the PSS to be mentioned today. I don't know, do you think the young people and women have gotten a good share of leadership with this space?
Yeah, Gerald, in my opinion, is that I think, as I've mentioned before, women really, women benefited from this, because I think for the very first time we're having the two-third gender being enhanced by the recent appointments. But I want to say that what we are missing there is the youths, the face of the youths. And I want to say that in today's appointments for the pieces, Gerald, it will be my pride as somebody who is also representing women and representing the youth, to see the voice of the youths in the upcoming appointments. Because as you see right now, Gerald, I was just reading and looking at how many youths are really struggling out there with, they don't have jobs. And, it is good that we can have the face of the youth in these senior positions so that they can also be able to address unemployment, to also invest in empowerment of youth. So I want to say the face of the youth is missing, and I trust the president that he's also aware, and it will be great. And, us having a youth representative, Gerald, we're having different sectors that need to be addressed. The Juakali area that really employs many of the youths, it needs to be enhanced, it needs more investment in it. We are seeing a lot of youths don't have jobs. We really need this. We need empowerment opportunities. We need to build institutions. We need to find job opportunities for the youths. We have our border riders. We have even the Hustler Fund that is already being implemented. We have the Youth Enterprise Fund. We need a youth to be able to implement some of these capacity building opportunities, put out there, empower the youths to register these groups so that they can be able to benefit from these funds. Empower the youths to, even with the drought situation. I want to say that it's key that all stakeholders come to address this, and youths are one of it. We have seen a lot of youths doing a lot of restoration of our environment, and that one can be an economic activity as well as a restoration activity. For example, if a youth group is planting trees to sell, they are earning as well as also restoring environment. So we really need a face of the youth, to really think around the youth, to think around the opportunities that can be provided to the youth, to think about the funding that the youth need, to think about resource mobilization to support these youth projects in the ground. So I think I want to say that I trust the president, and it would be my pride to really see the face of the youth in the upcoming appointments.
All right. I don't know what you also think. Do you think the presidency or the government has given the young people, sorry, they said women, yes, they've got an opportunity. I think women contributing to slightly above 30% is quite a progress coming in from the background of many governments that have failed to include women in governance. But I don't know what's the place of young people. What do you think about the constitution of government? Have we seen young people being given an opportunity to serve? Maybe in the cabinet, and also as we are wait to see the PSS today, it'll be interesting to see how the lineup will be like. Now, the raging conversation right now is around taxes and KRA PIN and Kenyans paying taxes. I don't know. What do you feel about the presidential declaration on tax?
Yeah, Gerald, I think, of course, there have been mixed reactions out there. Yes, yeah, there have been mixed reactions out there. But I want to say, Gerald, that if we want to be a dependent country, an independent country, where we depend on ourselves, it is really key that all of us unite to address this, to contribute to this. I want to say that tax payment is an obligation to everyone. And Gerald, just looking back at the just concluded the financial year that just ended in June, you would want to say that the country is really trying to recover from, of course, maybe the previous regime. You've seen the spending is over, like the recurring spending is like over 3 trillion. And if you look at the revenue, it's around 2 trillion, which does not really balance. And you see the president saying that he wants this country to really recover in the next year, so that also inflation can come down, So I think one thing is, for us to start recovering, one, we really need to lower expenditure, right? We also need to lower borrowing from international communities. And also, the only way for us to address this is to really mobilize funds. And one way to mobilize funds is to pay tax. Okay. But I want to say that this tax obligation, I think the government needs to come up with a tax regime that is favorable to everyone, that also does not, push people to the wall to an extent of trying to evade tax. As much as it's an obligation, I think that the government need to have, we need to have public participation in terms of, the tax obligation that we are trying to fight for. And also, I think the members of parliament also need to really discuss this before then imposing to the people. And also I want to say, Gerald, for the youths, asking them to really pay tax. Most of these youths are jobless. What I want to say is we really need to strengthen our institutions so that it can then create most of this employment. And once employment is created is when at least this youth can be able to pay tax. So the government means good for us. But as I said, it's really key that we can have a tax regime that is favorable for everyone and have public participation, and also take it to the National Assembly for, for debate before implementing it.
All right. Tulipe ushuru ama tufanya vipi? Ama itakuwaje? Ama KRA inasema tulipe ushuru tujitegemee. Sijui, I don't know. What do you think about that? The government says every adult Kenyan should have a KRA PIN and every adult Kenyan should be able to pay taxes. I don't know. What do you think about that and whether you're ready to pay taxes or not? Have you been paying taxes? Because I think Kenyans also have they have an obsession of running away and evading tax. Well, in other countries, evading tax is a crime. It's actually akin to you murdering someone. It's treasonous. All right, let's go to Elgeyo Marakwet. Why would you want? Why do you want to lead these people? Why? Because it is Panini.
Gerald, Elgeyo Marakwet is my home.
Okay.
Is where I was born, is where I was brought up in. And is where I want to give back to. I struggled growing up. My parents sold everything. And I would want to say that several Elgeyo Marakwet County, several youths can relate to my life. Because I know, because I come from there. So Elgeyo Marakwet is my home. And they have brought me from this far to where I am right now. I want to say, if every county would bring all its people that are empowered, if every member of the county who is empowered can come back home and give back. You can give back by bringing your knowledge and skills to the county. You can, come back because you want to bring investors to Elgeyo Marakwet County. If all empowered people from Elgeyo Marakwet County can come back and give back to Elgeyo Marakwet County, I think we would be very far. So personally, I want to serve my county because it is a county that has raised me and has brought me this far. Two, I appreciate the leadership of women. When you look back to those days, the Lina JB time, mostly you would not know where Elgeyo Marakwet is. But if you remember very well, most people identified with Lina JB, saying, do you come from where Lina JB is coming from? She really put us out there even before we started voting for Senate positions. So women leadership, people like Lina JB have been my role models from a very long time, saying that if a woman could put us during that time in the map of this country, it means that every woman can be able to lead.
Okay.
All right. Murkomen, CS Murkomen, also has been my role model. I also want to appreciate him because Gerald, when I was at LSC, life out there is not easy. And he really supported me. And, on this show, I want to say thanks for also supporting me when I was going to school. So, Gerald, looking at these responsibilities of a Senate, we have 3. Of course, the 4th one I don't want to because we have somebody to do oversight, to legislate, and to represent. And Gerald, just looking at my CV, I have mentioned before, I just want to touch on each of these responsibilities. One is on oversight. Or before I even touch on oversight, let me talk about resources. Because, or representation. Because before you come to oversight these resources, you really have to bring these resources back home. Right?
And bring the money.
Bring the money, bring whichever kind of resource back home. So, representation. I want to be, to represent the interests of the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. I am a hustler. I have come from very far. So I identify with the challenges in the ground. So I want to represent the people of Elgeyo Marakwet in the Senate. I want to lobby for more resources to come to our county. When you look at the revenue sharing bill, Gerald, you can never compare Elgeyo Marakwet County with Nairobi. Based on the kind of challenges that we face, based on the kind of needs that we want, we have a lot of things to address as the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. And I want to say that it is key that when we are sharing this revenue, it's important that we can also look at the challenges of this county. And personally, being somebody who has grown from there, I identify with the challenges and I will lobby for this revenue bill to ensure that we get more resources as the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. We have, Gerald, we have several main roads that need to be completed. We have one from Kapiego going to Cheso. We have the Biretwa one. We have the Msea Nyaru one that really need to be completed. Gerald, you will agree with me that connectivity is key to development. Because once we have connectivity, people are able to come out and do businesses. People are able to transport their goods from Elgeyo Marakwet to other counties to sell. We are able to get investors to come to Elgeyo Marakwet County. So I want to say that it's key that we have connectivity and we complete these major roads. Gerald, we also have the drought situation and we have several stalled dams that can address this, especially in Elgeyo Marakwet County. The Aroki Moret Dam can be a very good investment if completed, because then it will give us water for irrigation, and then we're able to produce the food within the county than, us going out there importing food to come. So then we are able to produce food, we are able to sell, and even with that, we are able to even address the insecurity. Gerald, when we talk about security, it really hurts me because, I've grown up from Elgeyo Marakwet. And, from time when I was growing up, I saw, children, women, people being killed by bandits. Gerald, I think in 21st century, banditry should not be existing in 21st century. And Gerald, I think it is really an emergency that needs to be addressed. The people of Elgeyo Marakwet County, the people along the valley need to live in peace. And if you look at how we've been dealing with banditry, it has never succeeded. And Gerald, I think it is, at this point in time, I think think we need a bill. Somebody who comes here right now to kill all of us without even knowing us, that person is a terrorist.
Yeah.
It's not different from someone who, the terrorists that kill people and with us. So I think it is key that I want to sponsor a bill, Gerald, to just refer these people as is. They are no longer bandits.
Who are they?
They are terrorists.
Okay. People
come killing women, killing children, and terrorists have to be dealt as terrorists, and that is the only way to really curb the valley insecurity. Gerald, when it comes to oversight of these resources, and also mobilization, I told you I have a very big network. I am well traveled. I currently oversee and mobilize resources for all projects in Africa in my current organization. So I want to also use my network within and abroad to bring resources back home. And once these resources come back home, it is important that we have somebody to oversee. We've seen most of resources being diverted to projects that were not planned for or going to people's pockets. Usually it's important that we have someone who is sharp to oversee this resource to ensure that it does what it was meant to be. I am a mathematics chemistry teacher. So I want to say, Gerald, hesabu inasaidia saa zingine, especially na hii maneno ya oversight. Because you have to, from time to time, you have to look at the budget, you have to look at the audits to ensure that, all this money goes to the direction that it's meant to. So I want to be a key oversight person in these resources. I want to lobby several bills. Gerald, I told you I lost my husband, and I've been a voice to KDF widows for a very long time. And within that duration, when I was being a voice to these widows, I drafted a bill. That just captures the different challenges that the widows face, the children of veterans, the children of the fallen heroes face, and how the government can then help to address. And I handed this bill to the CS Defense. And I want to say, Gerald, I pride myself because that bill was passed this year, and it's already part of the Constitution. And and that is a big win, not only for me, for all the widows, for all the veteran children. It's something that will live forever. Yeah. And having a track record, even I did not have power to really come up with a draft, even for it to be passed. I was still out there. But you can imagine if I'm given to be the senator of Elgeyo Marakwet County.
You'll do a lot more.
Yes, I will do a lot more in legislation. So, Gerald, I want to say that I have very big plans for the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. And I want to say that if given this opportunity, I want to serve them equally.
Okay.
No sub-county will be superior than the other.
All right. Before we get back to the issues, I think you need to tell us about, what you think are the real problems. What are some of the problems that you think are very key to Elgeyo Marakwet? What are some of the issues that you would say are very key in Elgeyo Marakwet? Dealing with these people. Mwalimu Roro Sama Link, asante sana. Good morning. Our political channel, we talk, as a mere leader must be truthful to Kenyans. Having carried PIN doesn't mean mandatory tax payments. Taxes are paid when you have an income. Therefore, people should stop propelling propaganda. Okay? Asante sana. Tarus Mugon falling. Thank you so much, Tarus. Stephen Kiprap falling. Asante Wakili. Wakili, Honorable JESCA, you are an inspiration to many who are going same tough challenges as you did at the moment. Asante. Lorex Kim, very bright. Wish you well, JESCA KIPLAGAT. Vincent Kim, someone mate of Badia Rono. Asante, good morning. Jeff Sauer, Manda, na JESCA, very qualified lady. Oh, okay. It's the first Oma, wife from Swam. Kenya-Uganda border. Those Kabbalah is brighter future for this lady. Thank you. Because get up we met. Watching from Chebororwa, email and JESCA KIPLAGAT. Kevin Kipkwai say, I'm from Elgeyo South, Kabiamitward, and encourage her to campaign well. I wish JESCA well. Wakili on the JESCA KIPLAGAT is a pride feature of Elgeyo Marakwet. She is bold, eloquent, and equal to task. Currently, the game changer and the ground has shifted fast on her favor. We encourage her to keep working smart. Hii ni yake. Best of luck ya Muren. Day Carol Kim tumefikiwa kuja uone mtu wetu. Day. All right. I can scare out of your mind. JESCA KIPLAGAT is a future will give Marakwet for a better representation and oversight. Let's vote in JESCA. Emmanuel Chalogui Meli following. Africa Ring, good morning. Following Jimmy Kakio. Okay. Asante. So what are some of the issues? Julie Wanja, wish all the very best. Asante. What are some of the issues that you think really affected Elgeyo Marakwet? Very key issues.
Gerald, I have been going out to the ground and really trying to listen to the people. And what comes out strongly is youth unemployment.
Okay.
And I think it's also a global concern.
It is, yeah.
Because reading, we have over like 70% of youths being employed. So when you go out there, like every youth would be like, oh, JESCA, if you see an opportunity out there, please let me know. We have gone to school, we have the papers, even the parents themselves, we say that, that's a concern because we have seen several of these youths going to school, Gerald, and when you go to the village, you'll find them maybe, doing drugs, just idling around because they have nothing to do.
Okay.
I think that is a major concern to the parents and to the youth of the people, and the youths of Elgeyo Marakwet County. And I want to say, Gerald, I want to be face also of the youths in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Nowadays, people really talk about if you don't have a network, it's really hard for you to even sell when it comes to jobs.
Yeah.
I want to use my network that I already have. I want to build more network when I am elected the senator. I want to go to these government ministries, to the NGOs, to really find opportunities for these youths. I think it is something that it is in my heart, and I feel them because, I have seen them. I'm always in the village and I see this. I want to use that network to really find opportunities for our youths. I want to find capacity building opportunities for our youths. We have different funding that is already coming up, the Youth Fund, the Youth Enterprise Fund, and sometimes information is key. And if they don't have this information, it is very hard for them to even think about, leveraging on these opportunities. I want to find this capacity building opportunity, take them to the ground, train our youths to register their groups so that then also they can employ themselves and employ others. We have the geocal industry that is a very, very big employer for the youth. I want to strengthen the geocal area to ensure that also our youths get opportunity to be employed and also to employ others. Another concern, we also have a generalized school abroad and well-traveled. Also, we have several youths who really want to really advance their careers. They want to advance their education, but they cannot because they don't have information on maybe how they can get scholarships and, also even in different schools. So I want to use that knowledge that I have or the network that I have to also try to see if we can get scholarship opportunities for our youths to go and study out there. We have some international jobs in Qatar, in Middle East, in several countries, but also our youths, those can be a part of what can address with unemployment. But most of them probably say they don't have information, they don't have network. And also it is key that, the immigration issue, Gerald, is also a barrier to most of our youths when they want to go out there looking for opportunities. I want to say that I also want to work with the different ministries to see that this immigration issue is, is sorted to ensure that also our youths can take advantage of opportunities out there. Another thing, Gerald, that is really that really comes out from Elgeyo Marakwet is the insecurity issue. And I think I've addressed that before. It's really affecting them in the fact that, people have run away from their communities. Children are not going to school, It is really a concern that needs to be addressed. And I think I want to say that I want to work with the different stakeholders to ensure that we can restore peace along the valley. Also, Gerald, agriculture is at the heart of Elgeyo Marakwet County. And, it's a source of food and also a form of economic activity. And we have, we produce a lot of food. When you go to those sides of Kimnai and these sides of Keyo side, we have people producing a lot of potatoes, Gerald, and you see that most of them sometimes rot in the farms, or, brokers come to the farms and you buy them at 800 shillings, Gerald, and take them and go and sell them at 3,000, 4,000. We are at a loss as the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. Okay. And I think agriculture is something that we really need to strengthen. Potato, if we can have a potato, we have, the Big Four agenda. We have the manufacturing part of one of the Big Four agendas. And if we can have industries in Elgeyo Marakwet County that produces crisps, because we already have we have
the raw material.
The raw material. So it's just all about having the industry and, process the crisps and all other products that come from potatoes. The same industry will bring investors to our county. It will employ most of our youths. It will empower our women and men to even be supplying things there, Supplying milk or tea, Any institution that comes up, Gerald,
comes up with opportunities.
Comes with opportunities. We live along the valley where we have very, very, huge production of fruits. And sometimes it goes to waste.
Especially maembe.
Yes, maembe, papai. And it has been a discussion, saying that we really need an industry down there to produce juices. And I think I want to work with the different stakeholders, Gerald. I think we need that. We also want to address something called post-harvest loss. When you talk about post-harvest loss is where there is high production, but they rot in the farm maybe because we don't have roads, maybe we don't have storage for this, because they are perishable goods. We need to build this storage
facilities.
Storage facility for this, for the fruits, even silos for our maize, so that we can also address the post-harvest losses. We need to build roads, as I've said before, to ensure that the farm produce can be able to reach the market on time.
Okay.
So those are the kind of things that I think will address most of the things in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Gerald, Elgeyo Marakwet County is a home of champions. And,
Wariadha.
Yes.
Wariadha Express.
It's home of champions. And I think it's important that we can really leverage on this, on this strength that we have as a county. We have seen people come to train in Elgeyo Marakwet County, one thing, we have a talent in Elgeyo Marakwet County of athletes. We really need to enhance and build more hostels, build more of this, for these youths who have the talent but probably cannot afford to maybe pay for rent or anything. We need to invest on that. We also need to invest on sports tourism to also earn revenue to the county. So if we can explore ways in which we can have sports as a tourism opportunity, then we can be able to earn revenue. Gerald, health is one of the Big Four agendas also. Gerald, we have several hospitals in Elgeyo Marakwet County that I think need to be upgraded.
Okay.
Like Kapswar Hospital. Sometimes we have emergencies in our county. And you'll see most of the times people are being rushed to Eldoret, because we don't have maybe an hospital that can address this. I think I want to work with the different stakeholders, with the governor, to ensure that we can upgrade some of these hospitals to ensure that it can address those emergencies. We have, in Elgeyo Marakwet County, we don't have a university, Gerald. You know?
Allah?
Yeah.
There's no university in Elgeyo Marakwet?
Yeah. But we also want to thank the government because we have several technical schools that, you know, we have several technical schools, and I also want to encourage our youths to use that opportunity. Let's join these technical schools, because then when we join these technical schools, the government can bring more investment to these schools. And that is why I was talking about institutions. An institution coming to a community is an asset because then it brings in jobs. And, you know, I want to encourage the youth to join these technical schools so that the government can then see and invest more in this. And, you know, the debate about university has been there for a very long time. And I think this is the time for the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County to have a university. Because also once we have a university, we have people coming from other counties coming to our county, you know, to study from there, you know, to bring even their expertise to the county. And even our children do not have to travel to Nairobi to go to a university. Can be able to leverage it with on the institutions that we already have within the county. So I think it's key that we also have, you know, a university within our county. So,
that's an interesting
Gerald, the
fact,
plan
actually.
is big.
That's very interesting. I didn't know there is no university in Elgeyo Marakwet, actually.
Yeah,
That's a fun fact. It's called a fun fact. Now, talking about insecurity, who exactly are you planning to tackle insecurity? It's been a monster for very many years, as you've said. It's not the first time it's happening. It's been crazy. It's something that has been, it's a phenomenon that has been very synonymous with Elgeyo Marakwet and Kerio Valley. How exactly are you planning to tackle insecurity?
Gerald, I want to say that the issue of insecurity is something that I've also been part of in terms of trying to find a solution. If you followed me some time back, I think all the stakeholders, the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County and also the people of the other side, Pokot side, Baringo, need to be involved in this discussion of insecurity. I traveled to TRT some time back to really, of course, I was going to do a charity, and sometimes also for you to be able to make peace with your enemy. Sometimes it's key that you take such bold steps. Like I traveled to TRT. It is a very hostile environment that, generally, if you're asked to go, you might not want. So we would travel and went out there to also get to understand. You know, if you get to understand why they're doing this, is when, generally, you can be able to then formulate a plan on how to address. People in the other side of TRT, Gerald, those people are living, you know, they're living, their life is not, it's not good. Infrastructure is not there. It's not a place where you can find good roads. There is no communication there. In fact, if you buy a gazette today, these people will get it next year. You know, they will be reading it next year. They have information. There are no schools, Gerald. There are no schools. How would you want somebody to, there are no schools. Meaning, most of the time they're idle. They have nothing to do. There are no shops. There is no business, you know, economic activity that they can do.
So there's nothing going on. Basically,
you know, they have no income generating activity. There are no hospitals. These people live like wild. Very few of them. And just, I've seen, like, we have missionaries have started going there, and, you know, one thing we need to do is start understanding why they are doing that. Once we understand, I was telling them, you know, if we bring schools to those sides, you know, children, you know, people start getting empowered, their minds start to open, and also look at it like it's better to hold the pen than to hold a gun.
A gun, yes.
We have to address the issue of water. I think water is also some of the contributing factor because, you know,
one of the resources they fight about.
Water and pasture, because it's a pastoralist community. So most of the times they have to come to cross to Elgeyo Marakwet to find pasture and also water. and that's why I was talking about even the Aroki Dam. When that one comes, then also these people are able to get water for their animals, pasture. They can be able also to do agriculture and, sell and some income. And once we have all those things put in place, Gerald, this thing will go away slowly. Okay. So it is key that all the stakeholders that are involved,
can come on
ranging
board.
from the government, ranging from the local leadership between Elgeyo Marakwet and Pokot area, professionals, women, all stakeholders need to come together, discuss, and have a plan. Gerald, I think this thing can be addressed if all stakeholders' interests also can be taken into consideration when drafting a plan.
All right. Please keep it. There are about 40 aspirants in Marakwet County. Interesting. Elaborate. And government and the EMC. Maron Lagat. If breaking the chain of impossibilities was a person, indeed, JESCA story is inspirational. Gospel Senator Kenny and Lagat, upcoming GBS, Asante Kipkoech, Franklin Kosgei Victor. Thank you. Pathoranking tribes. Meander, these are true leader. You are equal to the task, Jessica. You are equal to the task. You are a true definition of women playing both role of mom and dad, toiling day and night to make a living. All right. Quiet, Frank, the lady is eloquent, so bright, and done, and reality on specify all the best, Jessica. Namula Francis Nams was amazing. All the best, JK. Taput Collins, Jessica, you're a worthy competitor. All the very best. Also, Jessica, you're good for this job. Make sure keep touch. Charity begins at home. Ask her what little she has done in Kapsawar ward, or rather Marakwet was in her previous endeavors to show how she will pick the demanding task of senator. Finally, came back was gay. Ask Jessica sold me 2 pairs of shoes. Okay? Interesting. What are some of the community activities that you've been participated in the past?
Yes. Gerald, I have a very, very clear track record. And I want to say that if you have a chance, just go to my Facebook and you'll find all this. Charity starts at home. Gerald, when I went to London School of Economics, if you remember, we had a contest. It's just called Face of Kenya UK 2014. And I was also one of the contestants. And lucky enough, Gerald, I emerged the winner. It was shocking, but it's something that I really achieved. And also that is,
you didn't expect.
And also that one also captures the part of representation, because then I was representing the country in the UK during my term in 2013-2014. And when we were doing this contest, Gerald, you were supposed to choose a charity of choice to support.
Okay.
And I chose a charity that is close to my home. It's called Capture Sales Children's Home. It's a walking distance from my home. And I fundraised over 100,000, which built a kitchen for them, and they can attest. So that is where my charity work started. It started from home. When you come to Keyo, Iten, I have supported Mindililwe Children's Home.
Okay.
When you talk about mentorship, Gerald, I've been a mentor to many. We have a group of women called the Ribka. And most of the times we go out there to do mentorship. And just the previous mentorship that we did is in Kapiego. Kapiego is in Marakwet. So we went there to mentor girls, distribute sanitary pads, and just encourage them to see that it's really possible to come from there and, go to the heights that you want. So I have done charities in Tiati. It's called Dira Primary School, where I bought them uniforms, books. I'm an advocate for education. Okay. And if you see, most of my charities are
around education.
Education. Gerald, I've connected several youths to job opportunities. and most of them come from, across the county. And, I don't want to mention names, but I am sure they are out there listening. I have traveled all the way even to outside Elgeyo Marakwet to do mentorship. I've gone to Cheptenya boys to do mentorship. I have gone to Kapedo Girls Secondary School. There was a time that, there was a video turning around saying that, they don't have sanitary pads and, that really affects them in their education. And, I pulled resources from my friends and, all that and took them to Kapedo. So, Gerald, I have a track record and I think I just have the people of Elgeyo Marakwet at heart.
Okay.
And, I want to give back.
Right.
My knowledge, my skills, my expertise, my network to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. I actually want to offer myself to them, to just actually, and what I was telling them is that really I have put out my agenda and, this is not my agenda, Gerald. I'm going to serve the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. And if I'm going to serve the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County, I want my agenda to be people-centered. So if given time, I want public participation of the people to tell me what they want me to do. So that they wouldn't say that you are implementing your own agenda. You are imposing your agenda to them. Okay. I want them to tell me that, Jessica, this is what I want you to do for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Silas Sumoko, congratulations, Jessica, for a good show. Asante. Umesikia mtu anaweza project bas ndio hiyo. Charity Bikira Toma amesema ameanza charity nyumbani. She's been doing a lot for the community, so maybe you can check her out. Na amesema mko ndani ya law. Mko ndani ya law. Okay. All right. I was saying Ezekiel Koecha is enjoying the show with the screen there. Thank you so much, Ezekiel Koecha, for the support. And every other person who watches us every single morning. It was a pleasure. I'm saying Ezekiel has sent me a picture of himself watching the tackle on the side. And kazi yako job office. Thank you so much for always supporting us. It's always a pleasure to have you every single morning. All right. Jessica.
Yes.
What do you think about devolution? Over 10 years post devolution, what do you think about it? Has it achieved what was intended to achieve?
Yes, Gerald. Devolution, I just want to start first to say that, Gerald, when I was doing my master's at LSE, my thesis was on devolution.
Okay.
Yeah, and it majorly focused on sustainability and effectiveness of devolution. And I want to say that devolution has really played a key role. Okay. Because if you remember, Gerald, during those days when we had centralized governance, most of these resources that we are talking about right now
could not be seen.
Could not be seen or, could not go to the grassroots.
Especially the county parados.
Yeah, the county. So us having counties has really, made these resources to come to the grassroots. Okay. We have seen hospitals come to the villages, we've seen even leadership coming to the grassroots. We see right now we have, from governor to senator, we even have an MCA, we have, ward admin, we have village elders, We have felt that the leadership from this devolution come to the grassroots. Okay. It has played a very, very key role in terms of bringing resources and also giving people opportunities. It has opened opportunities for jobs. For example, the county, it employs many people, So it has really played a key role. And I want to say that it's just like some few things here and there that needs to be strengthened. And I think our devolution would play its key role. One is, of course, a key one, I just want to mention one, the involvement of youth and women, strengthen gender equality and also have the voices of the youth. And with that, I think devolution has played its role.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Saying Meshach Kipto, good morning. Good to see you. Meshach on YouTube as well. Good to see you, Mwalimu Rono. All right, your camera just right ahead of you. What did you like to tell the people of Elgeyo Marakwet? That's right.
Yes. I want to tell the people of Elgeyo Marakwet to, I want to say that Gerald, we have been given an opportunity. It's like a twin opportunity because we have gotten a CS and we have gotten a chance to also choose another senator. So as we go out there doing our campaigns, I want to say that let's do it in peace. And, whoever wins Gerald will be a win to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. Let's choose someone who will go out there and represent your interests as the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. Will go out there and bring resources. Will go out there and legislate bills that benefit the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. So I just want to wish all the aspirants the best, Gerald, and may the best win.
May the best win.
Yeah.
May the best idea win. The people of Elgeyo Marakwet, you've listened to your senator, aspiring Senator JESCA KIPLAGAT, who is also an MSc, LSc, Economics and Political Science.
At the
London School of Economics. Right, and Political Science. Yeah. Well, okay. Sijui kama ile London umeenda London gani. Jo village pia kuna village inaitwa London. So most of the guys have gone. I wish you all the very best. Jessica, I think you've spoken your mind, and your people are best to judge. And I love that more young people are getting into the ring and they're coming in with ideas on what they think really should be changed. And I think we need to have more people in leadership, and we need to have more people participating in governance. So that because we are in the now. The problems that we have right now, the problems that we have in the now. So we have more young people coming up. So first of all, I usually tell people, courage to try. But the courage to dare is already a win. Just you daring and saying yes, going for this is a win. People really take it lightly, but it takes a lot to make that decision and say, yes, I'm going to get into this. And the way it gets crazy sometimes, okay, I don't pity you guys. Marlon Langat and some agenda always on the table. My art film media, the perfect moment person for oversight legislation in representation is Jessica KIPLAGAT, the youth folk and the youth republic are happy and contented. Okay. Do you have anything else you wish to add?
Thanks, Gerald.
Yeah. That is the much you can add. Salimia hata nyumbani.
Yeah.
Salimia kaptarwe.
Nataka niwasalimie hapa.
Salimia raia wako. I'm sure they're watching. I'm sure your supporters are watching. Yeah.
Gerald, nataka kusalimia. Can I talk in Kalenjin? Because sometimes people would be like,
nasema msichana azao liquid. Aji.
Allow me to speak Kalenjin just for a minute.
The best way they can hear.
Bas, amachagat piga Marakwet at tugul. Ngete iten kaptaga tuli Kerio Valley. Amachagat at tugul amachamole. Masha Gerald le chikungwe amo kaguna nafasi ni nyirana ngalal. Snetio pia atera mu chang beach chitomo tera ngalal. So apo ataleka atera. Awa machale kebergura mamani amu amani kukuin size nyole very critical mu big up area Marakwet County. So kebergura mamani aku amucha wish all aspirants the best mu the upcoming elections. Agole may the best to win. Kongoi sana.
Haya. Ye pia nikikale.
Yes, that's Marakwet.
That is Marakwet.
Yes.
Tera ne kusikia. Tera. Okay. Umasikia mlisema ati Jessica ajui kikalenjin. Ndio amejitoa hata mwenyewe sikwa. It's deeper than deep. Right. 17 minutes past 9 a.m. This has been the State of the Nation edition of the 1st of November 2022. Na tumeanza mwezi na Jessica. She's outlined an agenda for Elgeyo, for the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. She's seeking your mandate to allow her to be your next senator, replacing Kipchumba Murkomen. Well, most of the guys who have come in now, we've had, I think, Jessica is the fourth or the third aspirant on the tackle, and the fourth aspirant on the tackle, and it looks like everyone feels like the shoe that Kipchumba has left is big. And we'll be hoping, the residents will be hoping to fill it in with someone who has their best interest at heart. And we're giving them an opportunity to come and express their agenda and speak to the people. We are coming in very soon. Again, we'll come down to the ground. Tutaruka pale ground, tukuje tukae chini sasa kwa kikao. Nyinyi wote. wapige lineup.
Yeah.
Nasikia mko 40.
Yeah. And I think Gerald, sometime maybe you can bring all of us here. It's really also important that
tunataka mahali wananchi wako. Tunakuja hapo ground. Tunakuja hapo Iten, bunge la mwananchi. Ndio bunge la mwananchi. Tunakuja bunge la mwananchi hapo Iten, tuna set up hema, tunakaa hapo tunapiga story. We give an opportunity to interrogate and also to listen to the people that are seeking to lead them. So we are coming soon. We are just giving each and everyone an opportunity now to express their agendas and to say the plans they have with Elgeyo Marakwet. But very soon we'll have them in one panel. Takuja pale Iten to pick a story so that we can allow people an opportunity to make a decision based on knowledge. All right, Edward, keep all the best, Jessica. But Jessica, blood, is that you or another Jessica inside? Eloquent speech and tackle, Super Senator Mbele Kuzuri. Asante sana. Jerono, morning from Eldoret, City of Champions. Good work, Our Lady and Mr. Thank you so much, Joan Jerono. Good to see you, Joan. Good morning. Good morning. Mike Chamwana, wish her the best. Jessica, go all the way. All right? All the very best. Jessica, that's the match we can tell you here on the tackle.
Thank you very much.
Wish her the best to go. When you get there, ukiendanga pia tunakuja tunakutafuta tunakuuliza zile maneno ulisema. Because watu wanakuja wanatuuliza ule mtu alikuja hapa akasema akatoa promises all the promises they have not kept it. So if God allows you to get there, we'll still call you back to come and give track of what you've been doing and ensure that you can deliver to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. We hold people leaders accountable, and we also held accountable by the citizenry. So wewe ujue hakuna kukwepa. Ukipata nafasi huko tunaweza tunakuuliza wewe ile stadium iko wapi yenye ulisema? Maji iko wapi? Insecurity, we still have it. Children are not going to school. So we'll be looking forward to having that conversation going forward, if God allows you. But all the very best. Enda tembelea wananchi, ongea na zungumza nao, bas rudi hapa mambo mengine. The people of Elgeyo Marakwet ensure that you give every aspirant an equal opportunity to speak about their agendas. I think what I like about what I like these days is the maturity in politics, that we can have conversations. Yes. People can be tolerant to listen to even people they don't support. So the democratic space is expanding and maturing. So we need to ensure that we can continue to reach that to people of Elgeyo Marakwet to skim maleta vurugu amzimna kanyagana mamuna tishia other aspirants. Let everybody, every dream deserves a chance, and every leader deserves a chance to outline their agenda. Kama unasema upendi agenda Jessica, weskiza raho naambia Jessica, ingekuwa ukweli, lakini sasa ni kama agenda yako hapana shika faitakuta ama kama ni mwingine ni kama unapenda agenda ya Jessica, naambia yes, we support you and you ensure that you can have a peaceful by-election. We'll still continue having these conversations as we move forward. If you have any questions for Jessica as well, you can continue to send it to us. We'll forward it to her, alafu aweze kushughulikia. If you have any suggestions, basi tuweze kusonga pamoja. And some of you all the very best, sharp and top notch, Chebomuren Koset. Right. Oh, naitwa Chebomuren.
Yes.
All right. Isha, best. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you. Until tomorrow on Wednesday, the 2nd of November. You should have a very good day. It is a tackle and it ends right now. But I still want to remind you that if you can say this, then your next client can also say it. So you want to advertise with us, you can call or you can WhatsApp the number on the screen, and then you can show that you can put your brand on the front row. You can have your brand on the front row. Until tomorrow, take care. This is the tackle and it ends right now. Bye-bye.